on me. Promise that you never be lonely. Be the fam, that's what they call me.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Project Auto YouTube channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. I know it's been a while since we've had a video on the channel. Just a quick update for you. After the Christmas season, I became very ill, and it was just kind of one thing after another, and just couldn't get better. I had lost my voice, the flu, all the classic stuff. Finally, I'm back up and running and feeling a lot better. So I appreciate everybody's patience through this. And also one thing to mention too, since the last video, we have surpassed 100 subscribers. So awesome. Thank you guys so much. So let's go ahead and get started. So today I wanted to go ahead and do a video. So I picked up some new radios. We have these two here. I've got another one on the way, but I wanted to do a review video, kind of talk to you guys about the features, show you all the stuff that came with it. And then later on here, within the next couple of days, we'll do a range test to see how far these will communicate with each other. So let's go ahead and get started. So these are the Motorola DTR550 digital radios. Very excited with these. These are actually the first digital radios that I've ever owned. So very excited to have these. Picked them up on eBay for about 160 bucks. They were previously used in a nursing home, and then I assumed that they probably got new ones, and they wholesaled them to somebody, and then I purchased them from them. I've been using them now for about a week. Got them about a week ago. Been using them, testing them out. We've been using them at work and stuff like that. So far, very good radios, very good audio quality. He couldn't guarantee the battery life, but so far the battery life is actually holding very well. We can go roughly about 2 days before we charge them. We only use them about 8 hours a day. So we've been able to go about 2 days before they have to be recharged. But so far, so good. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So when I purchased these radios, it came with the 2 radios, 2 batteries, the 2 back covers. It came with these longer whip antennas, the holsters with the clips on them, and it came with 2 chargers and 2 power adapters. The only things that didn't come with it were these shorter antennas. I went ahead and picked these up on eBay as well for about 20 bucks for 2 of them, because where we use them a lot, or where I use them a lot, I really don't need the long antenna. So I got the shorter ones to be more comfortable when we're carrying the radios, because we don't need as long of an antenna. But they came with the longer ones, so if we ever need them, we have them. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'll show you around the radio here. So on the front, at the top, you have Motorola. It says DTR550 digital. There's the DTR410s, 550s, and 650s. And then, of course, they have the new ones out now. That are the DTR600s and the DTR700s. These are actually discontinued. They don't make these anymore. That's where the 600s and 700s came out to replace these. But these are still very good radios. So let's take you on a tour. So on the front, you have your fairly good sized screen here. It's not a full color screen, but it is nicely backlit and provides you a ton of information that you would need throughout the day. You have your 2 soft keys here for, select, back, stuff like that. Your channel selections here, and also to scroll through your menus. You have your menu button here to get you into your main menu. Your home button, and then down here it's a little wore off, but that's your power button. Turning the radio over to this side, you have your 2 volume controls here, up and down. Your large textured push-to-talk, very easy to use, especially when wearing gloves. I wear gloves all day long. Still easy to find it and use that push-to-talk. Good clicking feedback to it as well. As you can hear, nice tactile feel. Flipping around to the back here, you just have your battery door cover to lock and unlock there. Coming around to the other side, I have a piece of tape over it because we work outside, and these actually did not have the accessory port covers on them. So I just put a piece of black tape on here for now until I get new covers. But this is where your accessory cover, accessory port would be for, speaker mics, surveillance kits, whatever you choose to use. And then coming around up on top, nice clean finish with just the antenna up top here. Very clean radio. It's very light. Honestly, it weighs about as much as these bad boys that I have here, which we still have tons of these. So we've already done videos on that, so I'll leave a link in the description for these radios here. But these are very, very light, comfortable to carry. Nice, good, solid feeling in the hand. They're not too heavy on your pants, your belt, anything like that. And then they come with this holster with the clip on it. So what you would do is this would slide down into there, if I can do it one-handed, because we're holding the camera. But what you would do, here, I'll go ahead and stand this up. Oh, nope, we won't be able to. But what you would do is you would slide the radio down into there, and then you would be able to clip it to your belt, pocket, however you want to carry it. So let's go ahead and power these bad boys on. Oh, and then also here on the bottom, underneath that cover, is where the charger port is. So what you can actually do is you've got your two metal contacts there, so you can stick it in the cradle and charge it that way. Or if you're on the road, you can also buy accessories for your vehicle where you can actually plug this directly into the radio. So if you're mobile all the time and you can't stick it in the charging cradle, you can actually get a car charger. Or if you have a vehicle that has the AC adapter in the vehicle, you can charge it that way in your vehicle or wherever you would need to charge it at. So let's go ahead and power it on. To turn it on, you just push this button here. It'll say Motorola, and it'll chirp at you to let you know it powered on successfully. So looking at the screen here, let's get the camera to focus. There we go. In the top right corner, you've got your battery, battery meter there. This is the radio unit ID. You've got what channel you're on, so this is on public 1. Your date, your time and date, contacts, menu, messages, and all that good stuff. These radios, the cool thing about these is you can actually program them without software. You're very limited on what you can do programming them without the software, but you can get these programmed ready to go without software. With the software, you would be able to unlock a whole lot of new features as far as talk groups. You'd be able to have one channel set up to 6 different groups, and vice versa, tons of other features. We'll make another video going more in depth into the programming software and stuff like that. But like I said, you have your 2 soft keys up here on the top, so you can hit your contacts. These show you all your different contacts. Right now we just have 5 publics on here. The other soft key here is for messages. So what you can do is you can actually send text messages radio to radio or group to group. Let's go ahead and power this one on real quick and I'll show you. So if I go in here and select to send a message, you can buy a mini keyboard that will attach to the bottom of here, and you'll be able to customize the text message you want to send. I don't have those, but these are some of the presets. Can you meet? This one is whatever that says. I can't take something. You can actually send it. Let's go back. Okay, let's go home. So you can send a bunch of different messages, just basic responses. No, on my way, yes, stuff like that. And then here's where you would be able to add your own custom messages. Or up here, you would have to connect that keyboard, and then you'd be able to actually type out a text message, or add whatever you want. But I'll go ahead and show you how this works. So once you pick out a message, we'll just select no, and then you would send. And then it's going to say sending. This radio is going to say receiving. It'll beep at you. You'll click read. And there tells you who it came from. So I know another neat thing, when you program these with the software, you can actually program the name of each radio, so you would know that this came from, Bob Smith. So that way you know exactly who it came from. You can reply to it, or you can just go back and ignore it. So that's another neat thing with these radios. You can actually, if somebody's in a meeting, or if you just don't want to call over the air, you can send a text message directly to that person. that'll say, you know, hey, call me or meet me back here, whatever. You can do that as well. So this is your home button. So this will always take you home to this main screen. And then this would be your menu button. So here it'll show you your recent calls, which public groups you were talking to, which radios you were talking to, all that good stuff. There you have your settings. So you can go into settings and change your display contrast, your backlight timing, Viber call. So what that is that will actually, it's almost like vibrate mode on your phone. So instead of having it ring at you, it'll actually vibrate. So if you're in an environment where you don't want a lot of noise and ringing and beeping and all that stuff, you can turn on that Viber call as well. Here's where you can change your clock and set an alarm if you need to. Your volume, you can change the volume of your ringer, your speaker, keypad, your alarm volume, talk offset, all that good stuff there. Your ambient noise level. So the cool thing about this is if you're in a very noisy environment and you don't want all that background noise picked up when you're keying up the mic, what you would do is you would actually turn this up to high. And what that would do, it would turn down the microphone gain, so that way it focuses more on your voice versus all the background noise. You know, and same goes for if you're in a quiet environment, you would turn it down so that way it picks up everything and everything like that for you. You have your advanced settings here, your scroll list, your scan, call forwarding, all that good stuff there for you. And then back to display, my info. This will just tell you the name of the radio, the ID number, what channel you're on, stuff like that. So that's not a whole lot you can do with it, but they are, there is some customizable options there without having to use the software. And like I said, you can program these without the software. And what you would do is you'll hold this home button, tap the push to talk button 3 times, hit the right soft key, the bottom arrow, the left soft key, hold the home button again, and hit the push to talk 3 more times, and it'll go into programming mode. So I'll go ahead and do that now, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, so we're back. So now we're in the program menu. So like I said, hold the home button, double tap 3 times, 1, 1, 1, hold 3 more times. Here is where you can program your contacts. You can add new contacts, adjust your channels, all that stuff. And when you go in here to edit these, you can change which channel it is, the type of channel it is. You can change the name of it. This is where you would need that keyboard, or you would need to have the software to do that. Your ID number, which is almost like the TPL codes or DPL codes on a analog radio. This is kind of like that that code to try to keep these private. And then cancel, you can go back. Here's where you can program your text messaging. So this is where you can add new quick notes. You can delete quick notes, all that good stuff there for you. And then your settings, you have all this stuff, obviously. And then your advanced, you have your radio history. You can reset it to default. So the radio history, this is actually a cool piece of information here. So this tells you how many hours the radio has spent transmitting, how many hours the radio has spent just receiving, and then how many hours the radio has just been in idle or standby mode. So this is a cool piece of information. This tells you how much the radio has actually been used. As you can tell here, it's been idle, turned on, and not doing anything for quite some time. So that's a cool piece of information there. Reset defaults. You can see all groups, your language, and all that good stuff there. So very cool. And then when you're done programming, you just hit exit. It'll reset and go back to the main menu. Like I said, very good radios, very good radios. One cool piece of technology that these use is what they call frequency hopping spread spectrum. So what this does is most two-way radios, when you key up and you're talking, you stay on one frequency. One radio's, you're on one frequency the entire time. What these do is, like I said, frequency hopping. So what it does is when you key up, it'll start transmitting on one frequency, but then it bounces around between all these different frequencies. And I believe there's 50 different frequencies per channel that it bounces back and forth through. And it's in a certain pattern. And what that does is that allows you to keep most of your conversations private, and it's harder for somebody to use a scanner or have another radio that's not programmed your specific way. It's harder for them to listen into your conversations, and it provides a lot less interference issues. It's not 100% perfect. We have used these and picked up other transmissions out in the field. Not a whole lot. It's only happened one time, and it was very brief and nothing crazy. But like with analog, when you're on that one frequency and you're using them, you pick up interference, so on and so forth. There's not much you can do. You'd have to change the entire channel. The other cool thing about these are 900 megahertz radios. They are license free, so you don't have to have a license from the FCC to use these. Other digital radios or analog that uses the UHF 400 to 470 frequencies, or the VHFs, those you do require a license to use, but these are license free, so that's another cool piece of information there for you. But yeah, so I just wanted to do a quick video, guys, show you these out. Like I said, here coming shortly, we'll do another video within the next couple of days. We'll do a range test, and we'll take these out. We'll leave one here, and we'll go out on the road, and we'll do a half mile, mile and a half, 2 mile test to see how far we can go. And we will, the other cool thing is when you're out of range, or if the other user turns their radio off and you go to key up, it'll tell you user not available. So we'll know when we're out of range. We'll do a quick audio demo here for you. So we'll go ahead and turn that up. Audio demo. DTR550. So as you can see, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of echo and audio delay there because they're so close in proximity. But yeah, they're digital. They sound great audio quality. And the cool thing about digital is you have clear audio all the way up until the end of range. No static, no breaking up, none of that good stuff. And if you go out of range, you're not going to sit there keying up wondering, hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? It's going to tell you user not available, or it's going to say out of range or unable to complete call, whatever the message is, it'll show up on there and tell you. So I think that's going to do us for this one, guys. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. Like I said, I'm sorry for the delay in videos, but we're going to be back up and running now. We've got some more car stuff coming up soon, but we just got these in and I wanted to show them to you, do a quick little video on them. And then, like I said, give me about a day or two, and we're going to do a range test on them to see what kind of range we can get out of them. So without further ado, thank you guys so much for stopping by. If you're stopping by for the first time and you want to, please go ahead and subscribe. And until the next video, we'll see you then.